from Samantha's vlogs. Today I'm going to talk about my mental health and well-being type books, and I'll put a trigger warning in just because one of the books is talking about death and that may upset younger viewers, so I'm just putting a trigger warning. And for anyone that talking about mental health books will trigger them, trigger warning. And yeah, let's hit the intro. Guys, it's Samantha here from Samantha's blog. Today I'm going to do a video of books, mental health type books that I like. And I have a shout with a few other things that help me out when I'm in a bad situation or stressful situation. I call it my mental health and well-being shelf, and I'll show you a full photo at the end. Or I'll show you it all up on the shelf. But these are things and books that help me out, like especially three of them help me out personally, and I'll leave them three till the end so I can show you. But yeah, I thought, because I really want to become a mental health advocate when I'm older, so I'm gonna read about people's experiences with mental health and all that sort of thing. And I've got to fix myself before I can help others, but it's still good to be a mental health advocate and help people in some sort of way. So I don't know what book to go with first. This one, I don't know the pricings of these books. I know where some of them are being bought from, not all of them, but this one, which is an anxiety-free journal, and I love these books. It's a guided workbook, so it has a whole heap of guided. I have to do an in-depth on the certain books that I like, but here's a grid, and it's like in-depth, and you like fill in all the you fill in the book. And I got this one from Kmart for all those people who live in New Zealand. Kmart's the best place, and I would recommend getting this journal. And it's so thick, and I haven't even gotten halfway through it yet, so I'm a bit like, got a bit to work on. Okay, so that's that book. This one is a mindfulness book, and it's a mindfulness book, so it's got a whole heap of tips, tricks, learning to meditate, dealing with uncomfortable feelings, coping with a chronic condition, for those of you who've got chronic conditions, controlling the pain, changing the attitude, and all those sorts of things. For those of you who like meditation, I find it hard, but I do a bit. But for those of you who like meditation, I do recommend this book. For people who are like meditation, yoga, all those, not necessarily yoga, but meditation. It's got some pretty cool graphics in it as well. Now, I bought this one from a place we call in New Zealand the Warehouse. I don't know how much it cost, but the Warehouse in New Zealand, I'm not sure where you'll get these books from if you're overseas. That's the only thing. Okay, these next are from the same author. So the Book of Overthinking and the Book of Overthinking and the Book of Knowing. I've read both of these. So the Book of Knowing is about learning to understand the way you think, and you'll be able to deal with many difficult moments. And it's by Dr. Gwendolyn Smith, aka Dr. Now. she's got a few books. Like there's an orange one that I'm hoping to get at some stage. And this one is about this book's about explaining in clear and simple language the concepts of positive and negative overthinking and the truth about worry, and how to deal with the thought virus that's holding you back. So both of these are benefit me because I overthink a lot, and this book shows you the difference between good thinking and bad thinking. So yeah, these two books worked for me. And I know she's got an orange one, like I said earlier, that I'm hoping to get. And I'm not sure what other one she's got. These two came from the warehouse as well, that we have here in New Zealand. Alright, these last three are actually really important to me personally, for me. Okay, so this one here is Loves Me Not. This one is a very important book, which I would recommend anyone who's in a relationship that isn't working out too good to read, because this is about Sophie Elliott. Here in New Zealand, a girl called Sophie Elliott went out with this boy, and this boy was a red flag. Like, he wasn't what you would, it's hard to explain, it wasn't what a boyfriend should be like. And this book shows the good things and the bad things, and when you should get out of a relationship. And I was really fortunate to go and do this is based on a program that I got to go and do with a few other kids in my class from my school. And I was very fortunate to go down and do a workshop down in a small town near me, and it talked about when enough is enough, how to get out of this circle, because they'll pull you in, they'll be nicer to you, and then you'll say you're going to go, so they'll be all nice, and they'll just rope you into a bad circle, which I actually, if you hold on, it's called the power and control circle. And so it starts off with minimalization and blame, and then it goes intimidation, sexual abuse, physical abuse, threats, domination, humiliation, and possessiveness. And it just goes around and around in that circle to the point where you the girl either gets injured or vice versa, depending on who it is. And like in poor Sophie's case, she got killed by her partner. So I should put trigger warning in before all this, and this is so important to know when to get out of a situation. Like, I had a boyfriend who all he wanted was kids and sex, and I said I'm not ready for that, and he would not listen. So that was the first red flag. He never listened. So I'm just very lucky I got out of that relationship. So that's one of them. I highly recommend. You can buy this online. I don't know what it's like for everybody for COVID, but if you can buy it online, I highly recommend it. It's by Leslie Elliott, which is Sophie Elliott's mother. She wrote it. I highly recommend. Now, these next two, for people in New Zealand, you'll know them really well. But this is one of the drives for me to become a mental health advocate. Jazz Thornton's Stop Surviving, Start Fighting. She is the reason why I want to become a mental health advocate. It's such a good book, and it shows the journey she's gone through and how she's came out on top and on the other end. So yeah, I reckon if you're a little younger, I would recommend reading this with someone, because it's a pretty hard book. Like, I first read it and I'm like, wow. But yeah. But if you're older, go ahead and read it. Just be aware that it's probably a bit sensitive. And she's got a third book coming out because she's got this one as well, which is My Journey Starts Here, and Jazz Thornton and Genevieve Moore have done it, and it's got like a whole heap of things to do in it. These two and Loves Me Not are probably some of my prized possessed books. And for extras, for other things that I like, I need, well, I find good for my mental health is chocolate. It goes up on the shelf. Just some licorice bullets. And then fidget stuff, because I get nervous really quickly for certain things. So I've got my squishy little zebra. I actually have another couple. I got this smiley face stress ball. I got this one, which I actually think I accidentally put in my bag for my counsellor, but no one knows. I got that. And then I have a bouncy ball, some putties, and this weird thing I got at the mall. I actually have no clue, it was just a cheapy type thing. I got it from the mall. And that's all those things. And I should have another one. I have, this is so cute. It's a little manta ray squishy. It's similar to a mochi, but not quite. And it's a little manta ray. It's dirty. But, yeah. And another thing that helps me is I'll do a separate video on this, but do get into depth on my photos. But my photo album, it's not really a photo album, it's just a book. But, oh shiz, I don't want to read this. It's got photos of me when I was little in them. I'll do a separate video on that when I get the chance, because I'm still in school at the moment. So yeah, so I'll do a video, I'll show you with the shelf. Okay, so here's my shelf. Sorry, I'm a little bit jargon. And there's all my stuff in its shelf. And don't worry about that, I got this from hang on, I'll grab it down and show you. It's because other than my mental health stuff and being an advocate, I'm madly into space. And this book I've had since 2016, 3rd of November, so that's coming up 6 years. And it's from one of my favourite teachers, because she signed it there for me because she thought I was into space. So she so she thought it'd be cool for me to have that book, because it was originally hers and she was just lending it for what we were doing. But then she's like, oh, you take an interest, so have it. Well, that's it for this video. Like I said, I'll do a separate video on my photos of when I was little and do a bit more in depth on some of them. Other than that, if you could subscribe and tap the notification bell, and if you've got any book recommendations for me, put them down in the comments. And if you want me to do other videos, just please let me know and I will try and sort it out. But where I am still at school, so getting videos out will be a lot harder, and I've just came off a 3-week lockdown. I'm on level 2 of the COVID lockdown, which means everything pretty much goes back to normal with exceptions. So it's just maybe over the Christmas we'll be able to do more in-depth videos of things. But anyhow, like I said, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and have a great day. Just to let you know, if you want me to go in depth in any of the books I've mentioned, please let me know. Like I might do an in-depth on Loves Me Not, because that's such a very good book to do. So I'll go in depth on that and any other thing, any other book that I've mentioned. If you want me to go in depth, let me know down below. And please let me know what books you would recommend.